If you thought you weren't made that way, it's the choices we make. We give and take, and I know you will keep trying. Said I think I know what you mean. Pretty good for a dumb machine. And you gave me that smile. We stood there for a while. That was when you woke me up.
My hair is brown. This is a thing. Okay, we've addressed it and moving on. So welcome to the first video in the Halloween series. October 1st, y'all, and I have been waiting and brainstorming and preparing. I have been ready for this day since last Halloween. Literally, November 1st rolls around and I'm like, hey, Halloween of 2018, 2017, whatever, I'm ready for you. It's just like, as a DIYer, Halloween is a great time for us. So excited to see the recreations of this year's costumes. I have so much dope-ish planned for this year's Halloween. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell, and let's get on into the video. Okay, oh my god, Halloween, let's do it! So this one is by far the easiest, and all you'll need is a white top, pink bottom, and some big oversized iron-on letters. And I'm just gonna position these out on my skirt and shirt so I can get an idea of how they're gonna fit. Go ahead and trim your iron-on letters out so there's the least amount of white trim as possible. And if you're using your computer to print the chill pill letters out, just make sure they're reversed so that when you flip them down onto the shirt to secure them, they'll read properly. And these specific ones needed about 45 seconds each, and a huge tip is to iron them on one by one instead of trying to do the whole word at the same time. Totally made that mistake and had to start again. So work your way all the way down the first word and set that aside to completely cool before removing the paper backing to reveal your letters. I know the magic of editing makes it seem like it was immediately after, but super important to wait until they're cool to peel the paper off. I'm gonna repeat the same process on the bottom half of the costume on the pink skirt. And same thing, making sure to do each letter one by one. And side note, I feel like this is the #1 thing about Halloween. You can always change up the costume to be warmer and make adjustments to the costume to make it your own. So maybe pair it with some pink leggings underneath and a white hoodie for my DIY babes in colder climates, and you are good to go. This next one is fulfilling a lifelong dream of mine because I have always wanted to be the freaking tooth fairy. I'm gonna start by sketching out a tooth shape on some stiffened felt, and I have this weird habit where I like to do a dotted outline before committing to any lines or cutting, but that's just how I do it. So go ahead and cut that first tooth out, and if you want, you can layer a second sheet of stiffened felt underneath of it and cut out 2, or use this one as a stencil for the second tooth afterwards. Bottom line is that you need 2 to make your magical tooth fairy wand. Next step is going to be to protect your work area, and I'm going to be using some silver spray paint to make my wand a little more magical than the basic wood of the wooden dowel. You can also make this colored or glittery, whatever kind of wand you'd like for your tooth fairy style. And then using a variety of different ribbon, I'm going to make this wand the wandiest wand you've ever seen to wand. This is also the perfect time to give your dowel some dry time on the side. So with the ribbon, I'm just using some hot glue to secure it down onto the back of a tooth, and for the most part, I tried to layer the ribbons in the middle of the tooth so that they all kind of cascaded down together and mixed really well together. And this part is going to get sandwiched inside of the other tooth, so make sure if there's a front to the ribbon, it's facing down. Now go ahead and add some glue to your dowel and secure that down right on top of the ribbon. And the last step is going to be to add your second tooth right on top to sandwich it all together and essentially hide all the glued up bits. So I started with a glue line down the wooden dowel and then worked my way around the outside edge of the tooth to glue it all together. And that's it! The rest of the costume can be put together with things that you probably already have in your closet or super easy and cheap to find. I paired a pink tutu with a sparkly top, added a crown and your tooth wand, and you're ready to go tooth fairy your Halloween away. Stay awake, one more step alone on my own. Hope is fading, I'm going down someday. Before I forget who I am, I wanna be still bigger, still stronger, still fighting. I'm going down someday. Next up we have popcorn, one of my favorite treats, and we're gonna work on the popcorn box skirt first. I'm gonna use some tape to make lines down the front of the skirt, and you can go all the way around, or even easier, find yourself a red and white vertically striped skirt that's pre-made. But in the essence of a DIY Halloween, I'm gonna be making mine. So essentially you're just making guides for the stripes, and this will just make sure they're straight and clean lines opposed to the mess that I would probably make trying to freehand this. I'm gonna work my way across the entire front of the skirt, and PS, I just get all of my basic tops and bottoms off of Amazon for super cheap. Highly recommend. And now I'm gonna go in with some red fabric paint and just sponging the color into every other section of lines that we blocked off. Also make sure that you're using fabric paint here opposed to acrylic, because fabric paint is made to be flexible with the fabric when it stretches, whereas an acrylic paint runs the risk of cracking and flaking off, and that is not cute and not what we want for Halloween. Set that aside to dry, and now for the popcorn, I'm just taking regular white computer paper and crumpling each one up into paper balls. Repeat that step a bunch of times to make as many popcorns as you need to fill your top, and to make them a little more recognizable, I'm gonna go in with some yellow spray paint and just give each one a little spray to add a light butter effect to each one. Once they've dried, I'm using the hot glue to secure them down to my white top. I found that it was easiest to find the flattest spot on the paper ball and use that as the base of the popcorn to glue it down. I also made sure to fit in as many as I could in a row, even if they seem to be kind of overlapping and squished when you're gluing them on. Once you put the shirt on and it stretches out a little bit, you'll find that you might even have a few holes where you'll need to add a few later on. And the last and final step is to remove the tape from our popcorn box skirt once it's dry, and that's it. You're done. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to give a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the first video in the Halloween series. Guys, I am so excited. Like, you guys have no idea what is about to hit you for Halloween 2017. And as always, if you try out any of the costumes, make sure to send me photos on Instagram and Twitter at laurDIY, and using the hashtag laurDIY and the hashtag Halloween. Make sure to subscribe. There's gonna be so much fun stuff happening. Oh my gosh, Halloween 2017, come through. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't seen last Wednesday's weekly vlog, it'll be linked down below, and I will see you guys again on Wednesday for another weekly vlog, and again on Sunday for another Sunday. Okay, bye guys.
I'm the DIY queen, that's the royal elite. My pretty little kingdom out here running the streets.
She's the DIY queen. Yeah, you know what